Start. Good morning. Today another video on sixth lesson agriculture in India. Particularly subtopic is non-food crops. So earlier in the earlier videos we discussed some food crops growing in India, and today we take some non-food crops growing in India in various states. So particularly non-food crops, which are also called as commercial crops. There are many types of commercial crops growing in India. So particularly some of the crops we discuss today, we will have a kind of analysis regarding this. Particularly you take this rubber. Example for that, rubber. It's an important commercial crop. It can grow in tropical areas. Tropical regions suitable for this crop. Tropical region, even some subtropical regions. Subtropical regions suitable for the growing of rubber. Particularly, it requires humid climate. Humid climate. So more humid climate. Particularly, temperature should be more than 25 degrees centigrade. More temperature, more humidity. More temperature, more humidity. Particularly, rainfall should be more than 200 centimeters. So these are the areas where we can see the growing of rubber. So it can be used as industrial crop. Right? This is very important. So particularly there are states famous in the cultivation of rubber, that is about Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. These are the states are suitable for cultivation of the rubber, even Andhra Pradesh. So at the same time Andaman Nicobar Islands also producing rubber in India. And we talk about India, so one of the leading producers in the world. So we have a very good place, particularly South India is suitable for that. South India tropical area suitable for the cultivation of this rubber cultivation. It's about rubber. It's an important industrial crop, and it can be grown in the areas where rainfall is more, particularly western side of Western Ghats and where there is a more rainfall. So there we can see cultivation of rubber. So it requires more humidity, more temperature, more rainfall. Wherever you find these many conditions, there we can see the growing of rubber. So India is one of the leading producers of rubber. So this is an important occupation for many people who are living in many states like Kerala. Particularly people of Kerala peasants are really depending upon this production. So talking about this farmer, most of the farmers in Kerala are small scale farmers. You mean that having 2 acres, 3 acres of land, most of them cultivating rubber. So this is about first thing, and the second one is to take cotton. It is one of the fiber crops. Fiber crops. Cotton, jute, and silk generally termed as fiber crops. So actually, when talking about cotton, India was the home of the cotton. You mean that in India, people in the olden days, particularly there was an evidence that the Indus people also cultivated cotton. At that time, they exported this cotton to Roman civilization or Egyptian civilization and all other civilizations. So this is what we can say that from ancient period onwards, in India we can see the cultivation of cotton. So India is considered as home of the cotton. So particularly cotton, it's really very important raw material for textile industry. Textile industry, particularly cloth industry in India, mostly depending upon this cotton. So cotton, which is really suitable, Indian soils are suitable. Indian soils are suitable for cultivation of cotton. Actually, earlier, from many years onwards, from many centuries, Indian farmers cultivating cotton, and fine cotton is being cultivated. So, when the cotton that is exported to textile industries, so many large number of textile industries can be seen in the southern India, south and the southwest Indian states are famous for that. South and southwestern West Indian states, particularly Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, these are the states famous for the cultivation of cotton. So cotton requires 210 days frost-free atmosphere. This is very, very important. See, why should we 210 days of frost-free climate must be there. Whenever cotton gets cotton balls, while see, they cannot ripen. So if you want to see that ripening of cotton balls, it requires more temperature. At the time when they are ripening, at the time they should not get any kind of frost or anything, snow and something. When snow is there, snowfall is there, or frost is there, or a little bit rainfall is there, so at the time the cotton will be damaged. So whenever this cotton that comes to harvesting time, you mean that whenever the balls are ripening, at the time clear skies and with more temperature, that should be there. Then only cotton balls can be ripened up, and more fine and very white colored cotton can be taken. So cotton, it required more temperature and frost-free climate. So it should be little rainfall enough. Rainfall during ripening of cotton balls, little rainfall, less rainfall. So this is very, very important, particularly India, South India, Deccan Plateau region, and particularly South India is more suitable for cultivation of cotton. Particularly black soil is more suitable for the cultivation of cotton in India. Talking about this, India actually, as it is home of the cotton growing field, right? Cotton growing country. It has third position, third largest cultivator in the world. So we have in exporting or whatever that total production, it is really so more production can be seen in India. This is about Maharashtra, about the cotton, and Maharashtra largest producer, large number of cotton textile industries located in Gujarat and Maharashtra. Western side, close to Mumbai, hundreds of thousands of cotton mills are located. So from there they are exporting all these goods to other countries. So Maharashtra, Gujarat, and followed by AP and Telangana, Madhya Pradesh, even Karnataka. These are the states cultivating cotton, and large number of industries mostly located in Gujarat and Maharashtra. So here the story regarding Maharashtra and Gujarat having more number of, particularly Mumbai and Ahmedabad. These two are the biggest and largest cotton textile industrial center. So bulk number of industries located in these particularly cities like Mumbai and Ahmedabad. So this about cotton. We have our own position, great position in the world, because we are producing well. We are doing well. We are producing well, and our production is more. And even farming community also, I think, got their own awareness regarding the production of this commercial crop, particularly cotton. So talking about this cotton, we have our own great position. See, that's about by exporting. We are exporting this cotton threads are close to some other countries. Whatever the local demand is there, we are able to meet the demand. That's a point that is to be received. So whatever demand for the cloth, more than that demand we are producing. So this is about the great work that we are doing. And particularly jute. Next one is called as jute. Allied gold. So fiber crops, there are major three fiber crops can be seen. One is about cotton, second one is jute, third one silk. These are called as fiber crops. Fiber crops. First one was discussed, and the second one jute. Jute is nothing but the golden fiber. This is called golden fiber because it is eco-friendly crop, and see with this we cannot find any pollution, and the crop that can be grown in the floodplain areas, floodplain area which is close to river, either side of the river, and river that goes like this, either side of the river, whatever that plain region is there, these plains are suitable for the cultivation of the these are called floodplain area. Once upon a time plains are taken place, and then it is deposited a very fertile soil, and this soil is suitable for the cultivation of jute. So jute required more temperature, highest temperature required for jute, because then only it can grow. So this is very important, and particularly states like West Bengal. West Bengal had its own great position, and followed by Andhra Pradesh, even some parts of Assam also great producer. See that Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, even Bihar also produce. Particularly in many states we can see that production of the jute that is used for making of gunny bags, small bags and all the things. So earlier there was a good demand for the jute bags and all, but see unfortunately in synthetic fiber entering into this world, so automatically it lost its own growth. So even Bangladesh also producing more. So West Bengal is the largest producer. So this is about jute, and actually eco-friendly crop. This is about eco-friendly crop through which we can make mats and something bags and gunny bags and all the things can be made. With through this we won't get any power, but it requires more water. It can be cultivated close to the river areas, because but after harvesting the jute, and we need to keep all the jute sticks in the water around 1 month. After that, from there we can take the iron, and that can be cleaned in the water. So after that it will be useful for making threads, making ropes, making mats, making bags, and making gunny bags. So this is really nice crop, and India had its own great position in the world. This is about important crop regarding this jute. And one more crop we need to discuss, that is about the silk. Silk, it's an important crop in India. One of the fiber crops, actually silk crop that can be taken from silkworms, right? So it can be obtained from cocoons of the silkworms fed on the green leaves, particularly mulberry plants. Rearing of silkworms for the production of silk, generally that silk fiber, that's what we call the sericulture. Sericulture is a process from where we can take this the silk that's been taken from silkworms. That's the important point. Silk, particularly Karnataka, is producing more. The largest producer in India. Karnataka is the largest producer in India. So this is the third important fiber crop. This is about important thing that we I think with this we can put an end to these crops that are growing. Then